they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. Back to throw, it's Castellanos. Makes the grab, it's McCoy. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Behind the chains now on second and long. Looking for space. It's Ocha. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. They don't get nearly enough on third down. Fourth down coming from the 48. Punt is in the air. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's Martin. And he's brought down after a nice gain. This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Etheridge. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on second and 2. The Golden flashes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound, the war chant on third down at the dope. From the gun, wants to pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. And the Golden Flashes will line up to punt it away. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. First play of the drive comes from the 22. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Yeah, it's a bit of a surge, and he's knocked down after picking up 3 to the 26. To the air, it's Castellanos. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's third and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's White. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. And the Noles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quickly out to the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? The give out of the gun. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. The D thinking bring some heat on third and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. And the Seminoles will call on their punt team. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. The give to the back. And he has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him. They'll give it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Fires one high and deep. Snatches it on the right. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Power football with the run. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Turning it on! The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. The Golden Flashes are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. Backed up now, here's second and long. Back to pass. Caught over the middle, it's Banks. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Gives it on the option. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. And here comes the field goal unit. Big kick here can claw them ever so closer to that lead, and the crowd trying to rattle this guy. He got it. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on fourth down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. The give is to Williams. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. The Noles can really attack on this second and short. Keep it on the ground. He's got it out to the 37 after gaining 5. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Dumps it to the back. Finds his man. It's Williams. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. Here's the handoff. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They're going to ride this running back. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3. This offense could not have executed in this situation any better, just draining some time off the clock.
Most offensive coordinators want to be really aggressive on 2nd and short. And I love the quarterback here. He drops back the pass thinking being aggressive. Nothing available. Scramble. Give me an easy first down.
And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone. They're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush. They win up front.
The Seminoles trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Give to the running back. Got enough for the first. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
And this offense continues to have success and just put a long drive together. And on this defense, I'm getting desperate now. It's desperation. I got to make a play. I got to force something to happen. I got to change something up, and I got to get this football back to my offense.
The handoff, keep working on that clock. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Catch in the middle, it's Robinson. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Looking to throw, it's Castellanos. Into the end zone. Touchdown, no! And they take it in for 6 more points. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. The returner will field it and try to do some business. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll try the run. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Fires to the big fella. And the golden flashes. Get it past the sticks. They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. To the air on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And he made the grab with enough for the first down, but not enough room on the sidelines to stay in bounds. It's 4th down. The snap sets up the throw. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion. Great place to start for this offense. Quick handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The give to the back. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. The give on the option. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. The defense uses a timeout. They want to make sure they have the right call here. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
Now, I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the W.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.